Well, today is Sunday and we are headed to Lakeside for our cabin on the lake, and we'll see if it's a lake or a pond. I think it's going to be a pond, but that's just me. Butch is excited. You excited, Butch? You excited? Gotta get you a bandana on. We just stopped and got some breakfast at Burger King, so Butch will probably eat most of mine because he's a pig. Yeah, but nice day. It's supposed to be about 72 in Lakeside today, about 47 at night, so should be a really good time. We've got about a five and a half hour drive up to Lakeside. Unfortunately, Chris and the other two dogs are not coming. Chris is not feeling very well, so he decided it was probably best to stay home. And Slate hasn't been feeling the greatest either, so probably good that he didn't come either. But should be a good time, very relaxing. We're hoping to get some fall colors, at least from the aspens. But other than that, we are hitting the road and we will check in later. Made it to Sholo. We are stopping at Taco Bell to get some lunch, and I swear I just saw on TV that the Y2K menu was back and chili cheese burritos were on the menu, and the lady's like, oh, we discontinued those. How stupid. But I guess I'll have to go back to the Midwest to get a chili cheese burrito. But we're gonna eat. I'm gonna take Butch for a little walk, and then we're gonna head over, check in at the cabin, see what that's all about. So stay tuned for an update. So we made it to Rainbow Lake, and we have just a little bit of time before we can get into the cabin. So I thought we would walk down and just take a look at the lake. Caution, there's wildlife in the area.
So it's a good size lake slash pond. Butch, come on. Of course, Butch thinks he has to stop and mark his territory every 2 feet. The water is kind of brown, but it's really cool. Temperatures are in the lower 70s. There's a crane flying across the water there. Gosh, I don't know if I'd want to take a boat down this, but pretty cool nonetheless.
So once we head back up towards the cabin, we'll let you take a look at that and see just where we're going to be staying for the next few nights. It seems pretty peaceful. Let me turn this around.
There's another little dock. Nice wooden swing. And of course the Canadian geese. So yeah.
Pretty cool. So I'll pick you up later. Butch has just discovered the geese.
What are those, Butch? Are you over it? Are you over it? He's very curious about these geese, or he was anyway.
So here is where Butch and I are going to be staying for the next few nights. It is called the Juniper Cabin. Nice little porch, table and chairs, looks like a grill. We're quite not ready for check-in yet, but I at least wanted to show you the outside. We'll just walk around here and see if there's a back porch or anything. There's probably not. No. There is a cemetery just across the way that we'll probably go check out later. But other cabins, lots of pines. But once we get inside, we'll show you what the inside looks like. Butch. Well, here is the cabin. Oh, it does have a stove. Living room has a sofa, a chair, nice fireplace, nice TV, bathroom. Bathroom's a little dated, but that's okay. As long as it's clean, I don't mind. And then, of course, the bedroom is over here. So, yeah. Nothing too fancy, but that's what a cabin's all about. So we're going to explore a little bit, and then we'll pick you up a little later. Well, good morning. We are heading into Show Low to Meadow Trail, I believe is the name of it. One of the things that Chris wanted to do when we were up here was go on this scarecrow walk kind of a thing. The town submits their scarecrow and they go on display, and then you know, people that visit can vote on their favorite scarecrow. So we're gonna head over there. It is currently 46 degrees. So that's why I am in a sweatshirt this morning. It's supposed to be about 74 today, which will be really nice. But this morning it is a little chilly. So I did turn the heat on a little bit last night. I think I set it to about 55. So, but it did come on this morning a little bit. So, but yeah, we're gonna head over there, see what that's all about. Probably get some breakfast after that, and then we are on the search for the yellow aspens this time of year. So we'll see how the walk goes. I'm sure I'll get some footage, but we'll check in a little bit later. We are at the Meadow Trail Scarecrow Walk, and we've seen some pretty cool stuff, but I've got to turn around and get this for Chris because this is just awesome. It's the art club, and it is Bob Ross. So that is pretty funny, pretty clever. So this is called Captain Jack, and that's pretty cool. Well, here's another one. I think it's a play off of Edward Scissorhands because it's got scissors for hands. But really cool. It's called Salon Scene. I guess it's from Salon 28 here in Show Low. We'll continue on. So here we got Elphaba. No, get over here, Butch. From Wicked. Pretty cool. Oh, here we have Scary Poppins. Spoonful of sugar won't save you now. Well, we just got done with the Scarecrow Walk. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting idea. You know, it spotlights the businesses or individuals. Really cool family event. They've got scarecrows, you know, for everybody. It's not just all scary, but really cool. I would definitely come back, check it out, you know, again, you know, maybe next year or something. But so pretty cool. If you want to come by, you're in the area. It's in Show Low. It's at the Meadow Trail, just right off of 260. Pretty cool, so check it out. morning. And we are heading back home today. We just got everything packed up, left the cabin, and we'll be making the 5.5-hour drive back home. We're gonna stop and get some breakfast. Butch will be excited. Of course, he's always mad when it's time to go. He's still sleepy this morning. Huh, Butch? Are you still sleepy this morning? Are you gonna say good morning?